Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to make these adorable looking Christmas tree cupcakes. They're pretty simple, not a lot of hard work put into them, and you can even use a cake mix instead of making a cake from scratch. So here we go! For utensils and or ingredients, today you are going to need a cupcake tray or a muffin tray lined with some patty pans, another baking tray, some baking paper or tracing paper suitable for in the oven, a spatula, a whisk, I have a whisk instead of an electric mixer, a pair of scissors, a bowl, a cup measure or a spoon, some cake mix, I chose chocolate today, some butter, some milk, some eggs, some tape, some mugs, oven safe, and some waffle cones. You are going to need your mug, your waffle cones, some baking paper or tracing paper, pair of scissors, and today we are going to roll the baking paper into a cone shape, like so, more or less, and then put it into your waffle cone to line it. You're then going to use your scissors and cut off any of the excess baking paper, and use a bit of the sticky tape or masking tape or whatever you have, and you are going to stick it to the correct spot on the baking paper to hold the sheets together inside the waffle cones, like so, and have no holes, and then just place it in your mug. Once you have done that with all of your waffle cones cupcakes you would like to do, I've done 6, not sure how many I need, but that's what we're going to start with, may need less. Next we are going to make the cake batter. I chose chocolate cake today, it's by the brand Greens. You do not have to use cake mix, you can make your own cake from scratch or any brand. I just decided to use chocolate because trees are essentially brown. We're going to start by getting your cake mix and snipping the top open without cutting your finger, like I almost just did, and just pouring that into your bowl, making sure to get all of the mixture out of the crevices. Then we are going to add our 2 eggs, our butter. The amount of ingredients I used was per the instructions on the back of my cake mix box. And then our milk. Then we are going to use a whisk, because I have a hand whisk instead of an electric mixer, and just combine all those ingredients together, scraping down the sides occasionally. Next we are going to use our cup measure and scoop some of the cake mix into our patty cases, using a smaller spatula to get all of the cake mix out of the cup measure. I chose to use I think it was a 1/4 cup measure today, but you can use a spoon. Some people even prefer to use the ice cream scoops. I am also going to put some cake mix into the waffle cones, because that is how we are going to get our tree shape. Don't forget to shake and tap down so the mixture gets all the way to the bottom. With my mixture I ended up doing 4 cupcakes and 4 cones, which I then transferred into 2 mugs instead of 4, as I found that they stood up a bit easier. I then put them in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, checking halfway through. The cupcakes ended up taking less time than the cones because they were smaller. But after they are done, press them, and if they spring back, they are cooked and ready to take out of the oven. You will need to allow them to cool completely. Now it's time to get ready to make the icing. We have all of our cupcakes on the side here, and our cones. We have a mixing bowl, icing sugar, and butter, spatula, and whisk. I'm using a hand whisk instead of an electric mixer because that is what I have. First, you are going to put the butter into the bowl, room temperature butter. You are then going to mix that butter for 5 minutes with an electric mixer. I have been mixing mine for about 10 minutes, I think, and here we have some nice light looking butter. Then going to add about a cup of sifted icing sugar. And you're going to stir that in until well combined and complete the process. Adding some more icing sugar and stirring about a cup of icing sugar at a time until it has all been combined. Next, you are going to add about a half a teaspoon of vanilla essence to your icing sugar and butter combined mixture. Also need some milk if you want to thin out your icing mixture. As you can see here, my icing mixture is rather smooth and falls off the spatula when I shake it. I am going to take some of that mixture and put a little bit in a bowl to the side. The mixture is also a bit thick, so I am going to add a little bit of milk and a few drops of green food colouring until it is the perfect colour that I would like. And here is my completed icing mixture. I think I ended up adding about 6 drops of food colouring to get this coloured green, and it is rather runny, as you can see. It's sliding off the spoon, which is exactly what I would like. Moving into the decorating and icing phase. Here I have my cupcakes, some desiccated coconut, some writing icing, some 100,000 sprinkles, my green buttercream frosting, and my plain buttercream frosting. I also have a spatula and a serrated edge knife. First, we are going to get our serrated edge knife and our bottom cupcake, and we are just going to slice the top off of it to get rid of that bump and make it nice and as level. Then I am going to cut the round bit off of my cone, even and sits nicely on my cupcake. See? It's already beginning to look like a Christmas tree. Once you have cut all of your cakes to make your Christmas tree cupcakes, you're going to need your spatula, your little spatula, and your cupcake, and your plain icing. You're going to scoop a little bit of that icing onto your spatula and then put it onto the flat end of the cone, spreading it out so it's nice and evenly coated everywhere, and positioning it onto your cupcake in the position you would like, and just cleaning up any excess spill of icing. You're then going to proceed to do that to the rest of your cupcakes. Once you have completed, I just put some of my green icing into a snap lock bag to use as a makeshift piping bag. I am then going to get my scissors and snip off a fine point. I'm then going to proceed to squeeze the icing onto the top of my cupcake point out of my piping bag, and squeezing a lot to let it run down. I'm then going to use my spatula just to smooth out the icing a bit more and to give it a bit more of a run effect down the sides. I chose green icing because trees are green, Christmas trees are green, and chocolate cake because trees are brown as well, like the trunk. So if you can see little bits of brown through your icing, that's okay because you can see bits of brown through trees. I'm then going to get my sprinkles, I chose hundreds and thousands, and pour some into the lid. Then, over the top of a small saucer or a plate or a bowl, I am going to sprinkle some onto my Christmas tree cupcake for decorations like baubles or cute. You can use any decorations if you like. You could even leave them just green with the icing and maybe get little star lollies and put on top for Christmas stars. I'm also going to get some desiccated coconut, also poured into its lid, and sprinkle over the top of the cake, as I think it looks like snow and is very cute and is a nice touch if you live somewhere where it snows at Christmas time. Then I am going to get some writing icing in 5 fun colours, and today I'm going to go with blue. I'm just going to squeeze that out and create some like tinsel and go all the way around the side. And there we have it, one colourfully decorated Christmas tree with some writing icing as tinsel and some desiccated coconut for snow. And that's it. That's how you make cupcakes that look like Christmas trees. Perfect for any Christmas party, anytime in December, or, just if you're hungry. I hope you enjoyed, and give it a like, comment, subscription, and have a wonderful day. Bye!